Hi everyone, welcome back to the Somatic Movement Studio. I'm Keti. Today we're going to be exploring the first level of total body connectivity, and that is breath. Remember, we have breath, core distal, head tail, upper lower, body halves and cross-lateral movement. Now it's interesting that the breath informs all of these, and we want to begin with a breath that works in the various dimensions. So of course a dimension is kind of just a line of movement, whereas a plane is almost like a circle, flat circle of movement if you take that dimension around. So let's just look at the three dimensions that we're going to be working with. The first is vertical. So this is the vertical dimension. It's when you go from high to low. Then what we're going to do is twist that around, and you feel that there's something like a window in front of you. That is the vertical plane. So any movements done in that plane are vertical movements. Next we have the horizontal dimension that goes from left to right, side to side. Now the horizontal dimension, if you then take it around, it's kind of like a tabletop or a flat surface, and that is your horizontal dimension. So movements done in that dimension are called horizontal movements. Sagittal is forward and back. So with this one, it's that front-back movement, the line in the front and the back. So forward-back movements are very much about being able to move forward and then pull backwards. So again, in the sagittal plane, it's like this to the side, and this is almost like a wheel, okay, like a wheel, and that is the sagittal plane. So again, the dimension, 2 points, the plane is like a flat surface. Okay, so let's now breathe into these various planes and dimensions. Let's begin by doing something called weight sensing. What I'd like you to do is bring all of your attention into your feet. So just move side to side and allow the feet to get nice and flat, and ideally this is done barefoot. So nice flat feet, feeling nice and grounded. Take a breath in, let it rise up, and exhale, allow the breath to go down to the feet. Connect to earth. Let's breathe in on the vertical dimension. So we come in, imagine the breath is coming right from the ground through your spinal channel up, above and over your head, and then as it drops down it deflates in the vertical channel and gets heavier. So let's take 3 nice deep vertical channel breaths. Again, it's like a balloon that's rising up, getting lighter, and as it comes down it gets heavier. Think about breathing through the spine. Breathing in vertical, and release out. Feeling it get flatter down to the feet. Again, lift through the vertical channel, the spine, breathing up from the ground to the head, and then down. You're going to find a weight sensing breath is also a very relaxing one. Last breath, let's breathe in, get lighter, and out, get heavier, more robust and strong. So this is what we call the vertical breath, and a vertical breath is very much about weight sensing and feeling very present in the here and now. So with this breath, now we're going to take it into the plane. So we take the arms out as we breathe in, and as we exhale, arms down, arms out and down. Do it one time with me. Out and down. We can use both of those things together. So let's do a planar movement as we come up, and a dimensional movement pressing down, opening up into the plane, down into the line. One more, opening up and down. So if you want to feel more earthed and connected and present, especially connecting to your feet, your weight and your gravity, it's the vertical breath that's going to help you with this. in a somatic sense. So again, in, lighter, strong and heavy. Now, if you want to really feel a lot of strength, use an audible breath. Some people aren't so comfortable with this, others are fine with it. But especially when you're alone, just let it go, have a nice audible breath, because that's going to help push the air out. So coming in and up, and out. Again, up, out. It's also a really cleansing breath, like it just kind of releases a lot of energy out. So that's the first one. The second one is the horizontal breath. Now the horizontal breath, it's kind of like you're imagining your chest expanding to the sides, like something's pulling left to right, like that. So breathing out, expanding the rib cage, and coming in, out, in. Again, expand, compress. Now, the vertical breath was mostly about weight sensing, so we can call that weight. Here, though, we're dealing more with space, how we're reaching into space and how we sense our relationship with space. So the horizontal has more to do with space, weight, space. Let's look at how we work with space. For example, we can take the hand to the heart. Just follow on with me. Take a deep breath in, move out. That's direct. That's open and flexible. Take the hand down. The other arm, hand to heart. Push as you take your breath in, push out. And then and down. So there are two ways of working with space, direct or flexible. Again, direct or flexible. Let's do that one more time. Breathing in. Again, breathing in. But what happens if we change our breathing pattern? And if we breathe in, hand to heart, we breathe out, and on the exhalation, we push direct. We breathe in on the extension flexibly, and down. Breathing in, hand to heart, push, exhale, breathing in flexibly, and down. It's a different feeling, right? It's a different feeling when you come in. Again, breathe in. Breathing in, energy in. One more in. It's like you're blowing something away from you or pushing it away from you. And this is often helpful in the gym when you're kind of moving some weights away from you, when you have to push, because it's on the push that you imagine you're blowing the weight away. So let's say you've got some weight that's coming in towards you, and then you have to push it. Breathe in. So remember, with weights or moving anything heavy, always think you're blowing away or pushing away the heaviest part where you feel the weight. Okay. At the same time, you can be really flexible. You can go like the wind, be really flexible. Breathing in. Now, the feeling there is going to give you more of a subtle and integrative relationship with space. So if you're exhaling like this into space in a way that's really flexible, you're going to make yourself feel a lot calmer and more relaxed, and like you've got more choice. Okay, so it's really about how the mind is set up as you do certain actions. So this is going to be more of an action of, being direct in the way you interact with space, which also is directed with the way you interact with people or situations or things. This is flexible. So again, we have direct and flexible ways of dealing with space, and it's usually informed by the horizontal dimension and the horizontal plane. Next, we're going to look at the sagittal breath. This is an interesting breath because what do we do when we walk forward or when we retreat? We're actually working with time, right? So we're working with time. So we're going to move forward or we're going to come back. So in the sagittal, we're often doing things like, I guess, walking, running, swimming, doing things that propel us forward and let us move. So when you're working with this breath, it's all about letting your chest come up and bulge forward, and then allow the chest to come back. Again, bulge forward, come back, forward, and back. So by working there in the chest, you're going to find that by bringing your chest forward gives you confidence to move forward, and pushing back allows you a way to retreat. So this is a good breath if you want to, I guess, face something, or you want to be very present and engaged moving forward with something, or allowing yourself to retreat back. So when you're walking, this is a really good breath. You can, of course, breathe from the stomach. It's a nice breath, that belly breath. But just the walking forward, just let your chest come up, because you're already working with that sagittal space, okay? You've got your arms going, and it's like if the arms come up, they become a wheel. So again, these breaths are the weight sensing breath, the space sensing breath, and the time sensing breath. Of course, they're all interchangeable and you can do them any which way. You can be upside down and do the breath if you wanted to. But again, these breaths can help you when you want to feel more grounded. Use your weight sensing, the vertical. When you want to feel more expansive and when you have to deal with others and space, use your horizontal breath. Expand. And when you'd like to feel more confident and project yourself better, maybe you're speaking or you're going to be on stage or presenting something, or you're just going to have to talk to someone in a way that's very direct and strong, then you can work with this breath. The sagittal space. And the sagittal breath is also very good for reconciling past and future. So if you tend to be a person who's very goal-oriented, they often walk with their head forward and allow their body to be kind of driven through the head area, through the chest area, because it's all about moving forward constantly. Allow yourself to move back sometimes. Allow yourself to just experience these gentle movements that take future back to present and even past. So you have the power in your breath to work with different aspects of self. And again, this is all relating back to somatics and how our nervous system relates movement to certain states. I hope this has been helpful for you, and next week I'm going to show you some movements with core distal, which is all about boundaries.